National 5 biologists, join me to do this past paper question on respiration. So it says the muscle cells can carry out different types of respiration. Part A, name the type of respiration that yields the most ATP per glucose molecule. This is a straightforward knowledge question, hopefully you know this. It's aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration produces a large number of ATP, whereas fermentation only produces 2 ATP. So aerobic respiration is what we're looking for there. Part B, the diagram shows a summary of one type of respiration in muscle cells. So glucose is broken down to a substance, and that substance is then broken down to water, carbon dioxide, and ATP. Substance X, okay, what is glucose broken down into? Glucose, again, this is a straightforward knowledge question, you need to know this one. Glucose is broken down into pyruvate. And then part 2, name the substance that must be present for stage 2 to occur. Now stage 2 results in water, carbon dioxide and ATP, therefore it's aerobic respiration, and for aerobic respiration to occur we must have oxygen present. Okay, so that's the substance that must be present for stage 2 to occur. Okay, on to question C. The number of mitochondria found in 4 different cells is shown in the table. Okay, we've got red blood cell, skin, liver and muscle, that's fine, and that's the number of mitochondria. We have to calculate the simplest whole number ratio of mitochondria in muscle cells compared to skin cells. So muscle cells compared to skin cells. Okay, and muscles on the left, skin's on the right. So we'll put the muscle first, 7,000, and the skin second, 800. So we need to get the simplest whole number ratio. Okay, so what we're going to do first of all is find a common denominator. Now the biggest common denominator I can quickly think of in my head for these two numbers is going to be 100, okay? When we divide that by 100 we get 70, when we divide that by 100 we get 8, okay? So we've divided both of those numbers by 100. That's the common denominator. Now can we simplify these further? Well, absolutely, we can divide them both by 2. Okay, so dividing 8 by 2 gives you 4, and dividing 70 by 2 gives you 35, okay? Can we go any further? I don't think we can. There's no further common denominator between 4 and 35, so that's going to be our final answer. 35 muscle to 4 skin. Okay, next one, part 2, state why a muscle cell requires more mitochondria than a skin cell. So this is a common question. It doesn't always ask about these specific examples, but it's a common question to ask you why one cell would require more mitochondria than another cell. And it's a simple stock answer. You would just simply say that the muscle cell has a higher energy requirement. Okay? That's what you need to say each time you get a question like this. It has a higher energy requirement. Okay. Alternatives to that are saying something like it requires more ATP, or it requires more energy, or you could say the inverse, i.e. the skin cell requires less energy or less ATP or has a lower energy requirement. That would also be acceptable for this one. Okay folks, I hope that helped. I'll see you in the next one.